Welcome to the Strategic Oracle, the transmission space where timing meets soul and wealth begins with the rhythm. Let's begin. This new moon is all about brave trust. It's almost a solar summons from Leo. And so think about this as your sanctuary for remembering what the world tried to make you forget. Your soul, it has the architecture, and your intuition has the economy, and your leadership is written in the language of the stars. And so on this new moon, we gather beneath the whisper of Leo at 2 degrees, which hits exact on July 24th at 3:12 p.m. Eastern Time. And so this is the one. It doesn't knock. It arrives, heralding each part of you like the nobility of a king or a queen without apology. And so I'm going to speak plainly. This new moon opposes Pluto exactly at 2 degrees, which means this isn't a gentle invitation. You're getting pulled deep, deep to the depths of who you are meant to be. But it's not to punish, it's to reveal. So if you've been living at the surface, or you've been kicking things down the road, or you've been ignoring those nudges, this new moon is summoning you inward. And it isn't soft. She's power personified. So if we think of the sun loves being in Leo. That's his sign. They are in all of their glory together. And the moon, she's not. The moon in Leo, isn't terrible, but the moon in Leo is not her normal sign. She likes Cancer. So she loves being that watery energy. Leo is the sun, it's fire, it's very robust and passionate. So she can share in that passion, and that's how the sun and the moon connect right now. So think about it. She arrives arm in arm with the sun in Leo. They're radiant, they're regal, they're ready. But they're not alone. Pluto stands across from them, eye to eye, like a shadowed priest at the threshold of truth. This is a soul reckoning disguised as a new moon. And here's the thing, Pluto doesn't wish to destroy you. Yes, he's the god of hell. And yes, he's here to strip away what is no longer you, but he places a mirror at your feet. And so he's a soul energy. And are you brave enough to look? Because if you are brave enough right now, the healing isn't just possible, it's promised. Because beneath all of this is a trust test. It's underneath the anger and the fear and the recriminations and the folly. But on the other side of that is trust, deep-seated, raw, and honest. And this trust is encoded into the field around you. And Pluto says, if you're brave enough, I have tremendous healing that's available in the field around you, but only if you're honest about who you are at the core of your soul. So Pluto is soul crushing in his intensity, but his gifts for fortitude and for tenacity and forbearance are unparalleled, and they allow you to engage while you're exploring the deepest part of you. So when you let that settle, and while that does, let's talk about the other stars that are framing this new moon. That triangle that I've been talking about that forms in the sky, it is with the celestial architects of Pluto and Neptune and Uranus. And they are hovering right now in near perfect geometry. And their degrees are tight. And their message is even tighter than that. So Pluto is the unmasker. He's the truth beneath your roles and your titles and your conditioning. And Neptune is the dream maker. So that's where your imagination and your wishes and your intuition and the spirit comes alive beyond how you're conditioned. And then Uranus is like an electrical architect. He's the flash that breaks the mold. And again, I've been calling this the magic triangle for about a year now. And it's a portal of vision and dismantling and rebirth. Think of it as your ability to hit the reset button. And these planets are only 1 or 2 degrees apart. So the tension is real and the timing is precise. So let's delve further into this. Let's look at the energetic design. Pluto right now is opposing both the sun and the moon. The sun is your identity and the moon is your heart. And in Leo, they're both completely enlivened and impassioned. And Leo is about your trappings and your position and your status. And so the sun is like, yeah, but wait a minute. I want to hold on to that. I've done this. I've achieved this. This is important to me. And the moon is like, oh, love, that's so cute that you think that, but that's not really real. Look. And she like literally takes a finger to like the glass and it like totally shatters. And so this is shadow exposure, but it's soul visibility. And then we have Neptune and Pluto both at 2 degrees and Uranus at 0 degrees. And so we have Neptune in Aries, what I've been talking about, that wake up call. You don't have the rose colored glasses on anymore. You are in a point where you can see clearly. What a gift. I can say with like a shaky voice, like, what a gift, maybe. It's almost nail biting. And then Uranus is that flash to say, you know what? It's time to take those steps. And so this triangle that I've been talking about is almost exact. It's not even exact. It's almost exact. But with the sun and the moon in the opposition with Pluto right now, it feels even more exact. It feels like you are in the tightest configuration. The good news, this is supportive, but I'm doing air quotes right now because it doesn't feel that supportive, especially because Saturn is almost on top of Neptune. I talked about this before with the entire back half of this year. And when they reach exact on February 20th of 2026, this is going to feel grinding and difficult because Saturn is wanting you to grow up, take ownership, be responsible, have integrity. And when we think about that, we're like, of course we do. We have a good moral compass, like we're doing the right things. But when I talk about it in this way, it's, are you aligned with your soul? Is your heart employed? Is your mind still running everything, or have you actually dropped into embodiment? Now, I was with my clients last week. I had my regular magic seats with them. I had my power hour with them. So that's a luscious 2-hour container. And then I had a half day VIP with half of them. And so that's an amazing 4-hour container. And they were back to back one day, then the next day. And so we were able to do some really deep work. And we were able to have time for space of reflection and for sharing. And so I literally was like, my soul was singing a few times. One woman who adores her mind went on a retreat and she said, I now understand what embodiment means. And I looked at her and I said, now you're going to be making decisions that truly matter and things are going to have a different rhythm and cadence. And another one was literally channeling. And honestly, I adore this woman. I couldn't get her to do a meditation for more than 3 minutes for years. And now here she is channeling. This is the energy that's available to us. And it's astounding. So Saturn doesn't feel good. He feels very much like you're being taken to task. It's that tough love. And yet, once you get through it, you're like, oh, I'm so glad I did that. And we also have this week, we have Venus and Mars within 1 degree, and they're square to each other. So that means that our heart and our thoughts and our actions are allowing us to heal the collective soul karma. So this is where I would say the devil is in the details. And so the tension you feel in your chest and in your calendar and in your conversations, it's that friction point that your soul is wanting you to pay attention to because it means that you've outgrown whatever is causing that friction. So this is for you because you're the new era and you're the visionary leader with soul. So this moon marks a threshold initiation. And the healing available isn't about fixing your past. It's about finally trusting your future. So staying in the present, feeling the feels, observing with equanimity what's going on around you, and finding meaning in the messages that are larger than That person is driving me crazy. I don't want to be part of this group anymore. I need to change my offer. All those things may be true. Who cares? Because that offer is short-lived. That group is meaningless unless it's a soul connection for you. And that person could be out of your life with but one conversation. What is the message underneath it? So let's go further. I'm going to go deeper into the energy because it's not easy. The anger is going to rise, so is the fear, but that's normal. You're human. And when you hold steady, you stay with that burn without retreating. What waits on the other side is something rare. This is where you step into your supreme power and authority. This is where you can be brave in your trusting. And this is where you can have magnetism through coherence and resonance, which is logical and consistent and sustainable for you. So, with all that being said, believe it or not, this is incredibly supportive. And so let's think about a ritual. So I'm going to give you some instruction that you can do on your own. If you're listening to this on replay, if you're not driving, as I always say, because we're going to gather some things in ceremony. Leo loves ceremony. So this is where if you choose to, you don't have to, you can do it in your mind's eye, or you can do this physically. Gathering a mirror and a white candle and a bowl of water and an item that represents a version of you who no longer doubts him or herself. So it might be something new. Maybe it's a new bio that you're rolling around in your mouth. Maybe it's a new group that you're thinking about stepping into. Maybe it's something you're thinking of letting go of that no longer serves you. And so it's space itself. Maybe it's a beautiful crystal that you're somewhat have trepidation with holding. Maybe it's an oracle card deck or a tarot card deck that you're like, I don't really know how to use these, but that's okay. I'm going to hold it in my hands because I know I can grow into this. So if you choose to do this physically, we can light a candle and we can look in the mirror. What I want you to do is start looking in that mirror and seeing your soul deep within you. And you can say, what I see, I want to see what's real. I choose what's true for me and my soul. And I release the rest with respect and honor. Let's go through this a little bit deeper. Let's look at the different aspects of you. Now, if you're not doing the ritual, you're not driving, you can close your eyes. I'm going to do some healing. We're going to do a little bit of ritual. If you want to continue looking in that mirror because it feels like that edgy bit of uncomfortable, perfect. Let's think about the health of your rhythm, your days, your mind, your body, your spirit. I align in my pure health. Let's look at that abundance that you're bringing into your life. I shed the lack of stress, exhaustion, comparison, and what's left is the wealth of me. Let's think about love in your life and those who you allow yourself to receive from. I feel supported. I can rely on others. People have my best interests at heart, and I love deeply and intimately. Let's breathe in your power. I am in my perfect power, now and always. Let's breathe in your vocation and your calling. I am doing what's true for me and my soul. And then as we go back to you, your mind, your body, and spirit, I am purely me. and I reflect me out in the world, and I am enough. And you breathe that in beautifully. If you do have something that's water soluble and you have water in front of you, you can either drop it into the water or you can put it underneath that bowl of water and you can whisper the word return. I return to the purity of me and my soul. And my heart sings in resonance. And let's breathe deeply for 3 cycles. That first breath, let's breathe in your masculine, that strength of doing, that focus, and that concentration and discipline. And exhale anything that's distracting. On that second breath, let's breathe in your feminine wisdom, that deep rootedness of your sacral of creation. You create from the purity of your heart and soul and release anything that is distorted. And on that third breath, breathe in the wholeness of you, of your mind, your body, and your spirit, taking in the magnificence of you. And on that exhale, release what is no longer yours. And let this silence hold you. And when you're ready, you can say, if you're looking in that mirror, or just whisper to yourself, I no longer chase clarity, I become it. This is the new moon energy. And now let's press a little bit further as you're coming back to your space. You want to take a drink of water. If you've dropped deeply, let's wiggle your fingers and your toes. Let's roll your wrists and your ankles and your neck. Again, kind of shake out from your wrists and shake out from your ankles very gently. Maybe roll your neck a little bit, releasing and picturing this beautiful white light all around you. If you've lit that candle, maybe. If not, no worries. The sun is here. You have all the light in the world. And with that light, we're going to look at the star signals by your signature. Because each of you carry a unique imprint. So for you, wise strategist, your signal is that your structures need soul. Let go of any framework that's pure performance. So if you want to do further ritual over the next few days, you can burn one thing that no longer reflects who you are. And your warning triggers are over control. So don't armor up. Don't be fierce in your defensive posture. Disarm gently and in private. Give yourself the grace of privacy. For you, intuitive visionary, your signal is that your ideas want to be made real in life. They want incarnation. Choose one and ground it into the world. Now, for your ritual prompt, should you choose to do something further, write a commitment letter to the version of you who stays focused. And imagine what becomes from that. And your warning, your triggers are escaping through distraction and lots of ideas coming and wanting to chase all of those. Instead, choose focus over fantasy. Now, collaborative explorer, your signature and your signal is all about clarity in your relationships. So you want to clear any static. Your true alignment lies when you say no clearly and succinctly without wavering. Now, your ritual prompt is speaking one honest truth to someone close to you that you've been avoiding that truth. Ask for safety and you'll receive it. And you're warning your triggers and when you're people pleasing because it disguises itself as harmony, but actually it's compromise that costs you too much. Honesty is your medicine. Now, ruling warrior, your signal is your power doesn't need proving. It's not about more. It's not about the next summit. It's about refining where you already are. And your ritual prompt is to remove one pressure source that you've been tolerating. It's no longer yours. And your warning is when you're forcing something. You're forcing visibility. You're forcing the next award. You're forcing that next target. Let your influence emerge from alignment, not volume. This is about deeper, not more. Creative superstar, your signal is that your stage is shifting. Perform less and embody more. Your ritual prompt is to film a 2-minute message from you, your essence, your heart, not your brand. Don't post it. This is just for you. Watch it 3 or 4 times and see how you feel when you're watching it. If later you decide to post it, you can, but wait a week. This is for you and you alone. And your warning triggers are when you're hiding. It could be beneath polish because everything is just so, or it could legit be not showing up. Rawness now is your goal. And again, you can be private with this. This isn't to share with anybody else. Loving alchemist, your signal is your softness is sacred, but it also requires structure. And so your ritual prompt is to schedule 90 minutes for yourself sometime in the next 5 days where you can build definition that puts magic and depth around your true power. And your warning triggers are overgiving. Your soul is not a service department. And so this moon is not a moon that waits. She's usually patient and kind, but she's ferocious and impatient right now. This is a cosmic crowning. Picture yourself as that king or that queen, and your star is that mirror. There's a soft burn that's allowing you to notice what you've overgrown. You don't need more goals. You're looking for more truth. You don't need more speed. You're looking for that soul depth, that clarity of who you truly are. And if you're brave enough to walk through this fire, you'll be at home. You'll be creating your sanctuary. So let's breathe deeply. Whew. Let's stand tall and let's remember the new era doesn't belong to the loudest voice. It belongs to the clearest beacon. And if this message stirred something ancient in you, share it. But most importantly, answer it. Until next time, may you lead with soul, build with clarity, and become that signature of visibility, of leadership, of alignment. Your field has been waiting for you. You've been listening to the Strategic Oracle, where success isn't scaled from speed, but from soul. If this stirred something real, follow it. Apply for activation, enter the vault, or pause right here. Integration is leadership too. Because the truth is, you were never meant to chase the timing. You are meant to become it.